Falcon fans on your feet, Falcon fans. Our Dirty Birds are back at the top of the division. We've managed to go back up to third place in the conference. But Kirk Cousins has us duped, y'all. He has everybody duped. And I'll explain that later on in the video. So you must stay tuned and watch to the end. And I'm going to tell you why Kirk Cousins has us duped and flaked out. But there are four factors that won this game for us. And it wasn't those 4 touchdowns. Yes, the touchdown scored the points, but there were 4 factors, major factors, guys, that won us this football game. First and foremost, Kirk Cousins had this game won before we even got on the road, before we even got on that team bus. We suffered a complete loss to Seattle Seahawks, an embarrassing loss to say the least. But today's game was full team bounce back victory for us. The final practice, and this is where he had the game won. The final practice on Friday, he showed his leadership, and Kirk Cousins felt compelled to drive home a message to the team. He told Coach Raheem Morris that he needed a moment to speak to the team. And after a loss like that, that's what players do. And that's what separates leaders from just players. But he wanted to talk to the team without the coaches in the locker room. Now, Kirk, who is no stranger to bouncing back from adversity, a lot of players on this team who are young haven't faced this kind of adversity on this level. They may have faced it in high school or college level, but this is the professionals, and none of them. A lot of these young guys have not faced adversity on this level. Now, although he kept the full details of what it was said, he basically told the guys, tough times don't last. Tough people do. Stay the course and try to get some wins in between. This is what he told the team in the locker room. Now, Jesse Bates said Cousins also spoke on fighting complacency, being intentional about the work and do not fold. He had this game won right there. He got this team ready to play. They came in with a better mindset than when we came in against Seattle. Seattle, we were flat and wasn't ready at all. Now, before the half, when it seemed like everything had died down from that outstanding drive that we had at the beginning of the game, and everything seemed like we seemed like we were taking our foot off the gas pretty much. Kirk Cousins went to the offensive line and he asked them if there was anything he was doing that he did not like, that they did not like, shall I say. He asked his offensive line, hey, is there anything that I'm doing that you guys don't like? And I'm pretty sure somebody, the team was in agreement, like, no, you're good, you're good. So if that was their answer, I take that to mean as, okay, so if there is something that I'm not doing that you guys don't like, if there's nothing the problem, then you guys need to get your butts in gear and do your job. Because up to that point, the run blocking, the pass protection, it was kind of shaky. On some plays, they do their job, and other plays, it's like, what in the world happened? They were letting guys come up the middle. They were stopping our run. Tyler Algier had a tough yards today, Uh, I didn't get how many yards he got, but it was tough for him today. Bijan Robinson did an outstanding job in carrying the run game. But guys, it's two more games, and it's going to go down like I predicted when I said we were going to sweep the South. Our Falcons started 4-0 against the NFC South for the first time in a decade, defeating Tampa twice, the Saints and the Panthers apiece. And we got to go back and face the Saints and the Panthers one more time. After that, the division is swept. This will be the first time that that we have done it in a decade. Beating Tampa Bay means we are in full control of the division, and we are in the driver's seat and outrunning the South. Today's game, that was a great game by our Falcons, and for one, I am glad that we do not have to go back and play Tampa Bay again, because I don't think the results will be the same. Not taking away nothing from our Falcons, but playing Tampa, even in the first game, it's been tough. It's been tough to say the least. I mean, Kirk Cousins definitely gets the player of the game nod, y'all. I mean, the last time we faced the Bucks, Kirk threw for a career high 509 yards and 4 touchdowns. Today he threw for 276 and 4 touchdowns. And I think this has been his first time in his career where he threw 3 passing touchdowns of at least 30 yards in a single game, hitting his receiver for the 36-yard touchdown, 49 yards, and then a 30-yard. Talk about Kirk heating up, y'all. Remember, we talked about that early in the year, that once he heats up, it's on. And Kirk does that. He heats up, and it seems like there's nothing in the world that can stop him but Kirk. But the Kirk chains, yes, sir, we like that. We really like that. My hat's off to you for commanding this game, sir. Now, there were times when I felt like we kind of took our foot off the gas a little bit. It seemed like we couldn't convert third downs. We couldn't stay on the field. We definitely couldn't get back into the end zone. But sir, you know that have to change. You said it yourself. It has to change. We have to keep applying pressure and make opposing teams play defense. Keep our defense on the sideline. But y'all, whatever Tampa did to Kirk Cousins, they need to learn from this season and not to do that again. Because otherwise, Kirk's going to wind off and get another 300, 400, 500 yards on him. You know, in all against the Bucks this season, Cousins has accumulated 8 touchdowns, 785 passing yards, and a 74.7% completion rate, throwing the ball 87 times. That is outstanding. But everything wasn't perfect either. There were a few chances where Kirk had a chance to read the defense and make better calls, but he allowed that defense to make plays on him. Plays that he should have saw at the line. He either should have audibled or got rid of the ball faster. But other than that, y'all, he played a phenomenal game. And also Kirk Cousins, we need to find a way to capitalize when the defense comes up with big turnovers. Not only does that keep their defense on the field, but we also keep the momentum in our favor. We need to feed all that energy when the defense get big plays. But I'm going to tell y'all why Kirk has us duped. He has us flaked out, y'all. Kirk Cousins can run the daggone ball. You guys saw it. He's been faking us all season. The rest, when he ran off that 13-yard pickup and picked up the first down, well, the refs marked him short, but we saw it. It was a first down. But either way, Kirk ran the ball. No, he couldn't. I mean, it was a straight line, yes, but he's not going to do no juking or nothing like that. But at the same time, he saw a lane and he took it. We talking about Kirk Cousins with a bad Achilles. And after that run, we should have went play action after that because we brought in Algier, and Tampa already knew we were going to go to Algier, and they were prepared for it. They stopped them short. And then to add insult to injury, Kirk takes a quarterback sneak for the first time, fooling everybody except probably Zach Robinson and Kirk Cousins. I don't think Coach Raheem Morris knew that Kirk was going to take that quarterback sneak. Because as soon as it happened, you saw Kirk Cousins' demeanor. I'm not Raheem Morris. He was on the sideline with his arms folded, like all hope was lost on that third and short or fourth and short, whatever it was. Yeah. But when he saw Kirk dive, he put his hands on his head. He had no choice but to applaud what Kirk did. Nobody knew Kirk was going to take that quarterback sneak. And as much as hard as I was watching the game, I had no idea. I was lost. But he accomplished that quarterback sneak, y'all. And that was an outstanding call. Kirk knew the team needed him, and he took it. Now for the defense, good gracious, that's how you step up on defense. The secondary played outstanding. Minus a couple of plays where they could have stepped up and made some tackles. They missed a couple of tackles, but they more than made up for it. The interceptions, some hits, quarterback pressures from the front seven. We started out slow, though, allowing Baker Mayfield to find receiver after receiver. But we finally got it together in the third quarter with a big hit from A.J. Terrell, followed by an interception by, again, A.J. Terrell. That's a nice bounce back from last week when he was facing DK Metcalf. And he was a handful. Everybody knows DK Metcalf is a handful. He's a handful for everybody. So I'm sure he was welcoming today's game. And Richie Grant, what more can you say about Richie Grant? He played phenomenal, filling in for the injured Justin Simmons. He played a very good game. I think I saw him miss one tackle or misread a throw or something like that he could have had. But other than that, man, Richie played a very good game. He was hitting hard. That's one thing that Justin Simmons wasn't doing. But Grant, he's a hitter. That's why I can't wait till DeMarco Hellams come back. He's a hitter as well. But Richard Grant did he answered up to that next man up and he filled the void and filled it very well. I was waiting him to make plays. Jesse Bates forced and recovered a Buccaneers fumble in the first quarter, resulting in a touchdown. However, that will be the only scoring that we got on a defensive turnover. Because I think we had 3 total in the game, but we only managed to score once, which is not bad. But at the same time, you would like to see the offense do something, whether it be to give defense a rest. Because we did a quick 3 and out on one of those turnovers. A very quick. I don't think they took. Man, I don't think they didn't take no time off the clock. I don't remember what time was on the clock and how much. But it seemed like the defense was right back on the field. Bates had a standout performance with the interception in the third quarter. But again, the offense ended up punting the ball, and fellow teammate A.J. Terrell had an interception in the fourth quarter that the Buccaneers forced an Atlanta fumble, resulting in a safety. So the Falcons netted 3 turnovers for only 5 points. It would be nice to see other teams pay for their mistakes. We did a very good job against Philadelphia, making them pay for their mistakes. And the first time we played Tampa Bay, we did a good job. When we played the Saints, we did a good job making them pay for their mistakes. So that's the stuff that needs to keep going for the offense. When the defense get interceptions, when they get fumble recoveries, when the offense get a chance to come back on the field and off of a turnover, they need to use that energy that defense has accumulated and move the ball. Don't do no 3 and out. Move the ball down the field. We did a phenomenal job, like I said, against Philly, making them pay. Against Tampa, against the Saints, and I think we did it one time against the Chiefs. Yeah, once against the Chiefs, we made them pay for a mistake, but we didn't win the game. But still, you know, uh, one decision I liked about Jimmy Lake, I love how he has Root, Grady, Jared, and James Smith Williams on the front seven, side by side. I saw so much push from that. Yes, they still didn't win in the trenches, but at the same time, you saw the push that they were getting on several plays. I don't know why we couldn't get the push that we were seeing against Pittsburgh or Philadelphia, but I think they were ready for this game, and the blocking scheme that Tampa Bay had accounted for Root, Grady, and James Smith with that push that everybody know that the Falcon has from that front seven. Rook did have to be helped off the field with a leg injury, so let's hope for the best for him, and hope that it's something that's very minor. I understand that it's an ankle injury, so let's hope it's not nothing major and something that he can just bounce back. Maybe he just tweaked something. But now let's talk about a couple of player milestones that we had in the game. We already talked about Jesse Bates and the interception and the fumble recovery and what he did. So the contributions of wide receiver Darnell Mooney are by no means overlooked, as he tied his single season high in receiving touchdowns with 4, which matches his totals from the 2020 and 2021 seasons. He also scored on a 30-yard reception in the second quarter yesterday. So his contribution is still continuing to help the team. It's by no means the same performance he's had in previous games, but at the same time, that one touchdown reception, I mean, that was major. That's helped the team in a very good way. Now I'm gonna say this about this next player, and I'm talking about Kyle Pitts. Although he scored twice, okay. Although he scored twice, we need to find out what part of this offense does he fit. Because, I mean, honestly, y'all, I like the idea of what Kyle Pitts and his skill set has for us. But I honestly do not think he knows how to go out and be great. I mean, yes, he can catch the ball. He's a big guy. And like I said, I like the idea of having him as on this team and what he can do for us. But I don't think he knows how to be great. What was the tight end who for the Buccaneers who killed us? I mean, he looked phenomenal today, Cotton. That's how you be great. That's the kind of stuff that we need from tight end Kyle Pitts. Now, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it and say it's Zach Robinson, and I can't put my finger on it and say it's all Kyle Pitts. But at this moment, he has no identity, and it seems like he's just out there. Now, that touchdown run he had, and he showed his immaturity, getting the ball stripped out of his hands before he crossed the goal line. You get taught even as a youngster. to keep that ball high and tight. You get taught as a youngster to keep that ball high and tight. Now I know he's at the big game, he's at the big boy level, and showing off is what they do. However, a valuable lesson should have been learned from what was the guy from the Cowboys? Let is that what his name was? Leon Let, I think it was. He was a offensive tackle for the Dallas Cowboys, and he started showboating. Had the ball hanging out, and he was running the ball in. And as soon as he about to cross that goal line, he got the ball knocked out of his hands. And I think the Cowboys lost that game. So that should have been a lesson learned for all players and who likes to show off right there at that goal line. I don't know why. Me, if it was me, I'd be so happy that ball would be so tight up against me. I mean, they'll have to come pried out my hand as I cross that goal line. I'd be ready to smash the ball, and do my touchdown dance. But we need Kyle Pitts to decide how great he wants to be. Now, I don't know what's in store for him later on in the season. Maybe he'll have a breakout last 6 games or something. I don't know. I don't know. But this game against Tampa Bay, I mean, again, and this is the 3rd game that he should have been able to just show out in. The Tampa Bay game, the Saints game, I'm gonna say even the Carolina game, and then this one again. It should have been all Kyle Pitts. Like I said, I don't know whose call it is and why he's not being great like everybody's predicting him to be, but I don't know. I think we ran a screenplay, and he missed a block. I mean, he just completely missed it and ended up jumping over the guy, and the guy ended up making the tackle. I don't understand that. And the couple of throws that he had that hit him in his hands, he bobbled over before he went to the ground. Kyle Pitts needs to go out and be great. I mean, goodness, I mean, I don't know what else to say about Kyle Pitts. I mean, I'm at the point where I'm saying trade him. Trade him while his stock is still up. Get something for him. We can find another guy to do what Kyle Pitts is giving us, y'all. He can't block. I said at the beginning of the season that's going to be a liability for us, and teams know that. He can't block. To save his life, he didn't even have to block a defensive edge on that screenplay, and he blew the assignment. I don't know, y'all. I want the best for Kyle Pitts. I mean, when I did my segment on him, I commended the skill set that he has and what it would take for us to utilize that skill set. But whether it's Zach Robinson or Kyle Pitts, they need to put their heads together like Kirk Cousins and Zach Robinson did after that Seattle game and come out. He need to come out and be great. He needs to come out and be great. And I know, and I'm gonna jump off Kyle Pitts. I mean, I don't know, y'all. There's not a whole lot much more I can say. I mean, there are a lot of options that out there we can trade for. Another receiver, edge rusher, and I hear everybody talking about going out and get an edge rusher. Here's my thing with that. I think we ought to go get a Myles Garrett. I think we ought to get a Myles Garrett. And what's the guy over at play for the Dolphins? I forgot his name. But anyway, I think Myles Garrett fits us best. And I tell you why. Because we still have an edge rusher that we have yet to see. Braylon Trice. And we got Matthew Judon. I'll talk about him later. I got some things to say about him too, uh but I think if we bring in a Myles Garrett, uh I think it changes a lot on that front. Whether it will happen or not, I don't think so. I mean, and people saying we can't afford him. Yes, we can very well afford Myles Garrett. We can afford Myles Garrett, y'all. Uh, but here's my thing with the Myles Garrett situation. We still got another player that's still not dressing out that we have yet to see that I think can bring so much more rush to that front line, pass rush to that front line. And that's Brandon Dorless. We have yet to see him. Rook is doing a great job thus far as a rookie. But I'm ready to see Brandon Dorless. What are we waiting on? What are we waiting on? Bring the young man in and let's see what we got in him. That's the same thing with Casey Washington. I'm ready to see Casey Washington. Maybe Raheem Morris is trying to save these guys for later in the season because there isn't any film on neither one of these guys, and we're just kind of surprise other teams with them. And I don't know. I'm just ready to see Casey Washington. I think the young man is ready. He's a very big body. Uh, to have as a wide receiver, he has nice hands and the speed is there. I think for some reason I don't know why I'm thinking this, but I think he's going to be that receiver for that go route. Drake London is not the guy for that go route. Drake London is a big physical guy. And he's not the guy for the go route. If I had to put a guy on the go route, it would be Darnell Mooney as opposed to Drake London. But I'm ready to see Casey Washington in that go route. He did that last practice that we had before the season started at Friday night lights in the bins. I know you guys remember Casey Washington on that go route from Kirk Cousins and Kyle Pitts. So I'm ready to see that young man perform. I'm ready to see him play. Hopefully, there's a plan to bring him in after the bye week or just before the bye week. At some point, we need to bring that man up. We need to see what we got. Uh, and another thing I want to talk about is I know you guys saw Tyler Algier on special teams with a hit. Very nice hit at that. I thought it was very impressive. For one, to be honest with you, didn't even know he was on special teams. But he had a very nice hit. Uh, Same thing with Kadero Hodge. A lot of guys ask the question, why do we hang on to Kadero Hodge? Now you know why. Kadero Hodge, believe it or not, is that veteran guy. And he's that man, he's the man on special teams. He's the guy, he's that guy. You always want to have a speedster, the guy who knows how to tackle on special teams that can lead the special teams. And the way he stiffed out that direct snap on that fake punt, that's a veteran move. A lot of guys don't pay attention on that, for a fake punt unless being told to do so. Uh, but also I noticed too our red zone performance. Our red zone performance needs to increase. Uh, I don't know if it was from the O-line blocking or lack of blocking, where we couldn't do nothing in the red zone. But it seemed like they had our number when it came to that short yardage in the red zone. I don't know. I don't know. It seemed like Algier couldn't do nothing with it, and we could only pass once we got into that red zone. So that has to improve. I mean, I thought it would improve with Kirk Cousins coming here, but as we can see, I mean, it still needs work. Still needs work. Um, but guys, the keys to this game, I thought, was Kirk Cousins' speech on Friday before they even left Atlanta. The other thing that was a key to this game was the 2 runs that Kirk Cousins had. That 13-yard pickup for the first down. I'm gonna say it was the first down. They marked him short. And then the quarterback sneak for a first down. Those were major moves, guys. Those. I mean, when your team can see you, a quarterback who hadn't ran all year, and he goes and pick up the first down twice. Well, I take that back. It wasn't twice. They marked him short, and he went and picked it up. That took guts from Kirk Cousins. And I'm pretty sure Tampa Bay was not prepared for it. But they were actually looking for Tyler Algier to get that ball. Another major was A.J. Terrell's big hit. I mean, that was a bomb hit. And that's probably his best hit to date. Yeah, probably. And then to turn around on the very next play and get the interception. Very big key to the game. And then Kadero Hard sniffing out that fake punt. With this win against Tampa Bay, y'all, it gives us the tiebreaker advantage. If it comes down to that later on in the season, I don't think it will. I think the way we're going to outrun this South, I think is we're going to take it. It is going to put us right back here. This is where we're going to be after we sweep this division. Back in the conference championships. And with that happening, guys, everything will have to improve. Red zone scoring, offensive line blocking, us winning in the trenches, the defense stopping the run, the secondary continuing their havoc with the receivers getting turnovers. But that stuff has to improve going into the conference championship. Because in the conference championship, we're not playing Carolina. We're not playing Tampa Bay, not playing the Saints. We got teams like the Lions. We got teams like the Commanders, the Cardinals, the Packers. So we got to get things fixed, get players back healthy. And for the most part, we are healthy. But we need to get everybody back, presumably healthy, and improve the blocking, offensive line blocking, the run blocking, and just improve altogether. I mean, as far red zone scoring, third down, improve on third downs. The remaining schedule that we have, guys, it's an easy schedule, but that's not mean it's gonna be easy wins. So we gotta fix these corrections. Now I got a question for you guys. Here's my next question. Is Kirk Cousins on track for MVP? I think so. If he keeps this up with these 300 plus yard games, 3 and 4 touchdowns, hands down, he will be our MVP. But it's like they said too that when he heats up, he heats up. And when I did my research on him, where he heats up was supposed to have been the first 5 games of the season. He played solid, but he didn't heat up. So hopefully we're at that stage where he heats up and just get all of these yards. Because I had predicted that he would get close to 5,000 yards this season. And if he heats up and at this rate, at this pace, he still can achieve that 5,000 yards. At this rate, 350 a game, maybe more. Now, I think I did in my last video where I had said that Kirk Cousins hasn't faced a top 20 or 15, top 15 or 20. Let's see, a top 20 cornerback. Yeah. Either a top 15 or top 20 cornerback outside of Slay over at the Philadelphia Eagles. But I'm not counting him. I'm counting these young guys that he hasn't faced yet. And I should have pulled up my list, but wasn't prepared for it. But so Kirk Cousins has to be very selective on his passing game going forward. Because I'm pretty sure the Saints are going to be they're going to be ready this time, or so-called be ready. They're in turmoil over there, but at the same time, they're going to prepare for Kirk Cousins throwing. And so will Carolina. They're going to prepare for Kirk Cousins throwing because they see what we see. He's heating up. 300 yards, 400 yards, 500 yards. Yeah. But I think has a very good chance at becoming the NFL 2024 MVP. Very good chance. I think Jaden Daniels, if he keeps doing what he's doing now, he's a contention. But Kirk Cousins, I'm thinking it's probably. I don't think I see another quarterback. If I could think about it, I don't think so. There's not a quarterback that could uproot him from that. I don't think. Who's playing phenomenal? Definitely not Dak Prescott. We got him next week. And we need to prepare for them too, but it's gonna be a good game against them. Hope I'll see y'all there. But in conclusion, y'all, unlike last week, the Atlanta Falcons came out, with a little more energy, willingness to play and to make plays. Last week against Seattle, we were very sluggish and looked unprepared, and the Falcons came into the game knowing that a change was needed. And yes, they did. They did. I think they felt the energy from Kirk Cousins in that speech. And Kirk Cousins did the pregame speech today. And he was more crunk than everybody else. He was jumping up and down on that leg and I noticed that, and I'm like, wait a minute. So we just really need to get ready for the NFC showdown and against these non NFC South teams because we got this division swept. So these teams like the Commanders, I think we got to go see them. Uh, the teams like the Packers, in the playoffs time when playoff time hit, we're gonna have to face these teams, and it's gonna be one heck of a showdown. Uh, we as a team make a lot of costly mistakes, and most of the time it's occurring when we're on the move. So when we get into these playoffs, these mistakes got to be cleaned up. We got to clean up these penalties, senseless penalties. If it's something that you can probably, potentially get away with, if you're trying to save a game-winning touchdown or save a big play, then I can warrant a penalty. But the senseless stuff, especially with the stuff that's going away from you, other side of the field, you have nothing to do with it, and you go out and you commit a penalty that doesn't make sense. Uh, but lastly, guys, let's hope for the best for Ruko Roro. Uh, of course, he had that ankle injury. Chris Lindstrom with that knee injury. Both went out of the game and didn't return. Let's hope neither one of them are facing anything serious. Because these guys, both of them are very vital to our team, as all the players are. But Chris Lindstrom and Ruko Roro, I think they're a much needed duo that needs to be back on the field in a hurry. Now we never want any of our players hurt, but when it does happen, it's always next man up. Let's hope this means that the next man is Brandon Dorless. We really need to see what we have in these untested rookies, all of them. Rook has turned out to be awesome, and expect nothing less from Dorless. The only rookie I wouldn't play is Michael Penix Jr. And this is no way saying that Penix is not ready, but just don't want to risk the future just yet. After all, Kirk hasn't finished his business yet, right? Now next week we return home to Mercedes-Benz on Sunday at 1:00 to take on the Dallas Cowboys, who lost to the San Francisco 49ers today by a score of 30-24. And it shouldn't have been that close. It shouldn't have been that close. The 49ers kind of took their foot off the gas. They made a couple mistakes and allowed Dallas to score twice. What's his name? CeeDee Lamb, 2 wide open touchdowns. Wide open. On one of them, you saw how it happened. The other one, you kind of like wonder how in the world he get that open. And it's almost like it was scripted, y'all. I mean, 2 of the San Francisco 49ers guys kind of got in each other's way, and CeeDee Lamb took off. And it almost like he got out of CeeDee Lamb's way to go hit his teammate, and it sprung CeeDee Lamb. But anyway, y'all will see it in the highlights because it just looked freaky. But guys, let me know what you guys think about this game. It's a great win for us, a much needed game, one that needed to happen, especially because it's a division game, an NFC game. But guys, let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about the game, what your take from it, what you like, what you didn't like, and what you think about Kirk Cousins and his run. Yeah. So he's a little mobile. Like I said earlier, he's not gonna do no juking or nothing like that. But that straight run, that was a nice pickup for him. And I'm talking about, it wasn't like he was hobbling with it. He was literally running on that leg. So I mean, I didn't see no limp. And even after he went down, he jumped right back up. And like I said, didn't see no limp getting back to the huddle. He was walking normal. it seemed like he got a new burst of energy or something. He came back right back behind it and got the quarterback sneak. But guys, give a thumbs up if you like this video. Jump down in that comment section. Give me your thoughts. Did you agree with anything I said? Did you didn't agree with something that I said? As always, I value your comments. And I thank you for watching. You can always go follow me on YouTube, on YouTube, on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter at AF_Fandemic. And hit that notification bell so you'll know when I drop my next content. All right. I look forward to talking to you guys again. And as always, rise up.